You're listening to the Two Dumb Babies Secret Podcast, available every week on Patreon and every other week on YouTube and wherever else you listen to podcasts. And now, for the intro.
I would like all of you to know we're not in this together.
Welcome back to the Two Dumb Babies.
You're not even going to let me sit down before you do the intro?
All right, Eric, you want to do it? You want to do the intro?
No, I didn't say I want to do the intro. You can do it, but I wanted to sit down and be on camera before you started.
You were sitting down. People saw you. They're not like they're confused on who the other host is.
Oh, I get it. It's your podcast now, and I'm just a guest.
No, I was thinking it was like Tony or something.
Oh.
Like, no, they wouldn't think Tony's back. Everyone knows it's you, the powerhouse of Two Dumb Babies, Eric Friedman, everybody.
All right, I don't need
Give
your
it up,
fake compliments
ladies
now.
and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the baby, Eric Friedman.
Right, baby.
And his co-host, Willie Simon. Welcome back to the Secret Podcast. I hope
Episode 17, I think, now.
Yeah, 17. Sorry, burp there.
Yeah.
That was weird. But 17, dude, that's pretty good. This podcast is old enough for Chris D'Elia to get in trouble for texting. That's great.
Do you have your phone out already?
Yeah, I was gonna thank. We have new Patreon subscribers. I was gonna thank them. I was like, you're already bored.
It's
with
the beginning of the podcast.
No, I'm thanking people.
You're like, all right, well, I'm gonna see what's going
I already
on
hate
Instagram.
this. Yeah, what's going on Twitter? Is anyone mad? Is anyone mad at us yet? Is this successful enough for us to be anyone to be mad at us about yet?
No, probably not.
Soon enough, dude. We're getting
One day.
there. It's getting there.
One day, people will backlog our secret podcast.
Yeah,
and
they'll be
mad
like, I can't believe Willie said something about liking Tom Brady. That did not age well.
Well, get to what you're gonna do with your phone, so you can put your phone away.
Oh my God, you are so demanding this week. Eric is on one. We have new Patreon subscribers. So thank you very much.
You.
We got some shout outs to do. We got RPBGV. He subscribed. I don't know who that is. It's a super confusing and hard to say acronym.
Yeah, colors or something.
Usually
RGB.
Acronyms aren't that hard to do, but this one's impossible. This is all.
Yeah, you got a V in there.
It's all pops. That's
all we got is like violin or vagina or
yeah.
Very
rude poor boy.
Very
gives vaginal.
Oh,
RPBGV. Yeah.
RPGB.
But thank you very much, RGBB. We got Talia Rice. Thank you for subscribing. She's not a great subscriber.
What happened to your voice?
Not a great one.
Thank you,
subscriber there.
Thank you for subscribing.
Talia sounds like she's either like a really hot girl or a giant Tongan football player.
Yeah. Talia Rice or it would be Talia Rice.
It'd be Talia Rice. I don't know. Talia might be the girl's name. Talia might be the Tongan guy's name.
Hey, you should know.
Yeah,
I'd know. The most. That's up to you.
Well,
I don't know football or Tongans super well. I know them okay.
Yeah, you've toured in Hawaii.
Yeah, I've been to Hawaii. Like. I definitely have seen the name on a jersey.
Yeah, Rice? Probably.
Rice, absolutely. Yeah.
Rice is a pretty good football name. But yeah, Talia, whether you're a model or a D1 prospect, thank you very much for subscribing. We appreciate you. And finally...
Whether you're D1 or double Ds, we appreciate you.
We appreciate you, whatever it is. And then we got Zach Wall, my buddy from Maui, very, very talented hip-hop artist.
Nice.
Check out his stuff.
Is he related to Paul Wall?
No, he actually beat up Paul Wall for the name.
Hey, really?
So
he owns the name Wall?
Yeah, he owns Paul Wall.
When everyone's saying build the wall, they're talking about Zach.
Yeah, build the Zach Wall.
Zach Wall.
Make the Zach Wall higher.
which will be premiering at Coachella next year as the Zach Wall.
Yeah, the Zach Wall. Make Mexico pay for Zach Wall's set.
Yeah,
whenever
no one else wanted him here. So.
Like, yeah, Mexico has to pay for the wall.
Mexico buys you tickets to see Zach Wall's show.
But yeah, thank you very much for everyone who subscribed to the Patreon in August.
Thank you.
We'll keep doing these shout outs every month.
Try and make it more names so this goes on longer and it can be a
this
bigger
be the
part
whole
of the podcast.
This will be the whole thing. I was just shouting out people. We'll be like, all right, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
You see how long we had to talk about each person just to make it seem like it wasn't, nothing?
They donated $1,500 total.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for all the money.
We're millionaires.
Yeah, we're very rich. We at least have $1,500. I don't know if millionaires is right, but we're close.
Yeah, I just got back the email on what the pet deposit is if I want to get a dog for here, and I was like, maybe it's a bad idea.
How much is it? You getting the dog?
It was, I don't know. I'm looking still.
This is like a 3-episode series.
I know.
Is Eric gonna
get
a
deposit
dog?
was like $300 or $350 or something. Pretty steep deposit for a dog.
Yeah, Eric's like, I don't need companionship. $300. Jesus.
I could buy a companionship for
what
3 nights
married?
with that much money.
Is her dad gonna pay for it? This is
I still stand by.
ridiculous.
This is the best time to get engaged because buying your engagement ring's supposed to be 3 months' salary, and, and for most people,
it's
like
$300. That's what I made in unemployment. This
yeah. I got you a government IOU, an engagement ring.
Yeah, it's the engagement ring is actually 3 stimulus checks. That's how it's supposed to be.
Engagement ring just says, "Remember how good things were before all of this."
It's like a ring pop. Like, that's all I can afford. I'm sorry. Don't eat it too. It's gonna get smaller the more you eat it. So
they haven't made those things in like 10 years. So it's also probably stale.
You know what's crazy? I've seen them at the liquor store by my house. They have a bunch of them. They're probably all 10 years old.
That's gonna be one of the things you're gonna see people eating when we go into a famine. Like like ring pops and stale candy.
It's gonna be cockroaches and ring pops.
Cigarettes. All the gum from baseball cards.
Yeah, bazooka and shit.
Oh man, bazooka was barely fresh when it was first made.
Bazooka was never good. I remember, and you'd read the comics, and people would be like,
Also
"I have the
not
comics," and they all sucked. They weren't funny. It was just fucking. There's cartoons and bad gum. I don't know.
Yeah,
people in the 50s did not know what entertainment was. They were like, my grandma was like, "Oh, bazooka bubblegum, you gotta try that shit." And it's garbage. Every part
I
of
just
it.
want something that's not World War II. I just want to be reminded of anything else.
Yeah. Usually we just have to segregate people all day, so it's nice to take a break from the segregation and chew a nice stale piece of bazooka bubblegum. While I stop some black people from going in a pool. Hey, look at this comic. Hey, get out of that pool.
Man, 50s was a bad time.
It was horrible.
And the 50s is one of those times I feel like people think about of like, let's go back to the 50s.
No, it's like, it's an era of American greatness.
What was good in the 50s?
We dropped like 100,000 nukes in the desert in the 50s and like ruined cancer that still exists is because the nuke in the air from the 50s.
And that also means the world was so bad it was preparing to be worse. It was preparing to even just like, oh, things have been so bad lately, it's probably going to get even worse, and we're going to need nukes again.
The 50s was like the breather time. It was like, all right, everything sucks, but 5-minute break.
At least we have butter again. I don't know. Everyone has shoelaces.
Yeah, we invented North Korea in the 50s. It was a bad place. It was a bad time.
South Korea's on our side now.
Nobody talks about that shit.
We invented...
We fucking pulled him out of the dirt and we're like, you are a country now.
It's like how Batman can't kill Joker because then like what's Batman gonna do?
We're tied together, Batman. Don't you see? Kim Jong-un's holding Trump over a building. Or no, the other way around. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who cares? It's not. They're both on the same side.
Yeah, it's like Joker holding another Joker over. Yeah. There's no Batman,
get it, Batman?
in the real world.
Like, Batman isn't here. Like, you want to make out?
Batman was supposed to be someone like Jeff Bezos, and that didn't work out. So,
yeah, right.
no Batman in this one.
We can't have middle class Batman. That doesn't exist.
No.
Middle class Batman is super like the Batmobile's like a like a Sentra with like some like cardboard wings
hybrid,
on the side.
yeah.
It's a hybrid. It's really fuel efficient.
Really, the way I'm giving back to the world is by like helping out with the environment.
You watch the Christopher Nolan Batman with like the big rocket engine. You're like, God, that's just wasteful. That's probably cost a lot. He's got to use 91 fuel for that. That costs an extra like 50 cents a gallon.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And you gotta.
He doesn't have like the ninja stars. He has like kitchen knives. He throws kitchen knives at him.
And you don't want a broke superhero also, because they also have to figure out ways to make money.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. I know, they can't just spend all their time superheroing.
Yeah, Spider-Man constantly trying to find work.
Honestly, like a broke superhero has the same schedule as like a serial killer. like you go out and you serial kill at night and you come back to your fucking coffee shop job the next morning. And
So what you're saying is Dexter's the closest we've had to a realistic superhero.
I'm saying like Jeffrey Dahmer is the closest we've had to a realistic superhero. Like that would have been the timeline. You'd have been like, yeah, I got to go fight crime and then make it back for the 8 o'clock shift. I can't be late, or I can't afford the superhero anymore.
I've been to the Jeffrey Dahmer hotel in the venue.
He had a hotel?
Where he went. Well, it wasn't his hotel. It was where he brought the victims back.
The same hotel every time? How did he not get
It was
caught?
across the street. Well, he did get caught eventually.
But I mean, eventually, like, he went to the same... If you go to the same hotel twice to murder somebody... Like,
it was a different time. There wasn't like as much cameras or social media or anything else.
I understand
like that,
how it worked, but it's just like, it's amazing that no one caught on.
He was grabbing people from like an underground like nightclub thing. It was like already like kind of a speakeasy spot.
Oh, okay.
I think at least it originally was. The place is creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you stayed in it?
Yeah, I've stayed in I think it's the Ambassador. Is that the name of it? I've stayed in the hotel, and then
his suite. He couldn't afford the Ambassador suite. I want the one bed.
I know.
I want the one bed for the murder. Can you imagine murdering someone in a suite? You're like, so much more space to clean up. God.
Yeah, like
I gotta wipe down all this wall with blood. It's a suicide door. This isn't gonna work.
But then, like, you have a nice bubble bath, like afterwards that you.
Yeah, right. You gotta.
It's large enough for two people.
It's a bubble bath in the living room. You're like, this was worth the extra money.
They don't suspect the person with the extra money going into the suite.
Yeah, right. You don't spend $200,000 to murder somebody. You spend $40.
Also, whenever you stay in like a murder hotel, like a hotel that's famously had people murdered at it, they always hate when you ask which room it was. They're like, it didn't happen here. You're like, well, the internet says otherwise.
Yeah, right.
Lots of people say otherwise. It's kind of in history now.
It's like if you advertise that your hotel is a murder hotel, you should fucking let people know what the murder room is. They didn't?
I don't think they do, no. I think they're trying to get past that.
Okay.
I don't think it helps get people staying there.
I don't know. I bet it helps the wrong people staying there.
Right.
It helps to be like, wow, I'm following in Jeffrey Dahmer's footsteps.
Yeah. And then it makes other people like,
want?
I probably don't want to be in this hotel.
Even Jeffrey Dahmer's son didn't want to follow in Jeffrey Dahmer's footsteps.
At this point, we should open some sort of theme park dedicated to serial killers, right?
Let's just
that would do real well.
Let's open a murder hotel that no murders have happened in yet. And it's like, come in here and murder.
But
it's the new murder hotel.
We'll have rooms. No, we just have rooms based off all the other murder hotels.
Okay.
So, like, do you want to stay in the Jeffrey Dahmer suite or
the John Wayne Gacy suite?
Yeah, and that one's all decked out in clown stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, you get your theme.
Ted Bundy, you have to represent yourself when you come.
Who has someone else representing them to get a hotel room?
Like a kid, like a little kid, maybe. I don't know. Like even little kids gotta apply for the room. I like the idea of murdering people in the hotel.
Okay, fine. It's a hotel where you're allowed to murder.
Yeah.
Wait, but does that mean the people you're murdering
like,
are like also like, no, I'm cool. I get it.
Yeah, they work for the hotel. You hire
people and you're like, you're gonna get murdered.
You're gonna get murdered. Yeah, and it's $50 an hour.
What if you did that with people who are just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think this will work.
I don't like this.
The murder hotel thing, it would have to be like
in that direction.
It'd be like a suicide hotel.
Yeah.
I think that could maybe make some more money, you know? Come kill yourself here. Then you don't have to kill anyone else.
Then it's
totally legal.
The Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, it's
like
a
euthanasia.
Yeah, it's like
hotel.
It's like a weird hospital.
It's a terrible hospital.
They like encourage people to kill themselves. Like, you're not getting better.
Dropping
Have
grandma.
you noticed that? You haven't gotten better? You've been here a long time. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Fine.
This is part insane asylum, part hospice, part hotel.
Hey, this is the suicide hotel. You're like, why? It's like, because it's also an insane asylum. The crazy people tell you to kill themselves. Or tell you to kill yourself all day. I just moved in to the new place.
Yeah, how's your new spot?
That's a two.
Congrats,
That's two episode saga of me moving.
I'm talking about the dog. You've moved.
I moved, dude. My dog hates it though.
Yeah,
Nixie fucking.
Which is so weird because like
She's...
Nixie didn't know. Well, I guess Nixie had come over to your apartment quite a bit.
Yeah, she lived there.
She knew it.
She was
only living there for a little bit, a few months.
It was like a few months, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. She's been shitting on the ground a whole bunch.
Yeah,
and it's like
maybe that's something. Like, did you piss her off?
I don't think so. She just doesn't like the new place. She's like, I liked it better when I had more room. You know, like I was talking to my girlfriend about this. Like, it's about like when you have roommates, it's like, oh, you don't have as much space. But if you're a dog, you're just like, this is a bigger house.
You have the same.
I have more space.
You have all the space.
Yeah, exactly. I live wherever I want. I'm a dog. So
yeah, and most people are nice to the dog too. They're not like, you're not allowed over here.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, oh, dog, this is great. So she's taking a downgrade.
So less people to play with her.
Yeah. There's no cockroaches, so she can't chase the cockroaches around.
She likes all the reasons that you hate the place.
The sink doesn't overflow, so she doesn't get any water in the bathroom.
Wait, are you not giving her water? Because that'd be a reason.
Not until the sink overflows.
I never used to have to. I mean, everyone else fed her, and
the paint doesn't peel off, so she doesn't like get any new scenery to look at. You know, it's rough. I feel for her, but
she doesn't constantly have the plumber coming over to hang out with.
Yeah, exactly. There's not new faces.
Maintenance. Yeah.
No one ever smells like dogs because they live outside. I miss it. I already miss it. But, dude, it's so quiet without having like a huge. There was like 40 people living in the apartment upstairs, like in my old place.
Oh, yeah.
So when I moved into here, it's like, we're like making dinner. It's like silent. And I'm like, this is fucking creepy, dude. Like, I need a giant Mexican family upstairs right now. Or I don't feel at home. Why isn't there a kid crying?
Like when you get used to sleeping in a van or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, I need the rumble of the engine.
I need the ambiance of the city.
I need the hum of children hitting each other.
I need two relatives fighting over a poker game. Can somebody go fight over a poker game upstairs? Because we're on the top floor too, so unless like a bunch of crows take up residence, I'm never gonna sleep again.
You're gonna need like a superhero up there.
And in this economy, everyone needs their job, so it's like
who has time to superhero?
There's no superheroes in LA anymore because there's no work. That's why all the superheroes are moving to like Kansas, moving back home.
I feel like most superheroes that were on Hollywood Boulevard didn't ever have like a real home.
They weren't also superheroes.
Yeah. We're using that in name of costume only.
Yeah. If you're buying weed from Superman, he's not a superhero. He's a different thing.
Hey, man, the Superman giving me weed's done more than another Superman ever has. You know?
Yeah, it's like, Superman is at the Stray, and you're like, no, that's my name. I'm Superman. This is just garbage weed.
It's real bad weed. You can go into
a store. You can buy Superman from Batman. Batman has Superman. I don't have any good weed. That was the thing, too. When I moved in, there's like old school weed dealers just hanging out outside.
Wow.
As I'm moving in, and he's like, hey man, $40 an eighth, and you know I got to do something to compete with the dispensaries and stuff, so it's got to be $40. And you're like, well then I'm just gonna go to a dispensary.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go to a dispensary and get like real weed.
But I got his number.
I don't know
though.
What you're selling.
It was cool. Like anytime you see a guy like he's doing he's doing pull-ups on like the leasing sign and shit, like selling weed, you're like, this he probably has some good weed. This guy's here all day.
Maybe. I feel like anyone with good weed can sell it to some dispensary out here, legally or not.
He doesn't You can tell he gets his weed from like a drug dealer who's like the Blockbuster of drug dealers. It's like, it's still going. They're like, now we're renting movies. And like, you don't have to rent movies anymore. It's like, yeah, but I bought this store in 1990 and I'm going to lose my entire life savings if it goes under.
There's a better way to do this.
He's like, he really is holding it down for the old ways, Yeah. He brought his daughter was out there too. And he's like, hey, you got to get
the family business.
He's like, if you get A's and B's this quarter, I'll buy you something nice. Hey guy, you want to buy a gram of weed? Like, this is why your daughter is getting A's and B's. She's out here selling weed with you.
Yeah, and 1 gram isn't good enough to learn math.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to be doing higher volume.
He sold Jordan 2 for $10. It's pretty good. So, I don't know, man. Maybe there is hope for all you Blockbuster drug dealers out there.
Not hope for
die.
There's more hope for Blockbuster drug dealers than there is Blockbuster.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, so.
And it's only like Blockbuster weed dealers.
Yeah.
The fact that he's still selling weed is like, well, you can't get like heroin.
You have to be selling something.
You
else.
can get other drugs.
You at least have mushrooms or acid.
Yeah, something like that. Like fucking.
No one's.
Maybe some like salvia or whatever you can buy at gas stations. You know what I mean? Like
salvia's for states that don't have legal weed.
Yeah, I remember my buddy got salvia one time, and it was he didn't tell us. He just thought it was like spice.
Yeah,
and so he smoked
worse,
it.
I think.
I know. Yeah, it can't be good. But he smoked it, and he was like, I gotta go, and he like locked himself in his bedroom like 4 hours. We're like, we're here hanging out with you.
Like 4 hours. I thought the whole thing with salvia is like 15-minute. Quick thing.
Yeah, but he didn't come out. He he passed out or something. We left. We didn't even check on him.
He just kept smoking salvia.
Yeah, he's like, this is great.
This is actually great. I just don't want to do anything else. I don't have to deal with you guys. The conversations and things going on in my head, much better conversations.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I just learned how to climb my wall, okay? I don't need to hang out with you guys. All I had to do was punch a bunch of holes in it. It was real easy.
My knuckles are bleeding, but I can climb up my whole wall.
I had a buddy, he smoked spice, and he was at USC like film school, and he was like doing really good.
Yeah.
And he smoked spice.
On purpose?
Yeah, he smoked spice on purpose. I mean, get into film school on purpose or smoke spice on purpose?
Smoke spice on purpose. Who accidentally gets into film school?
like Jamie Foxx in that movie. Remember that musician movie where he's like...
That wasn't film school.
But I mean, he could have. If he was the film version of that homeless guy,
okay,
he would have got in accidentally,
Who's on the street? He's just filming himself like, jerking off. And like, you're amazing at this.
It's like behind a gate, and you're like, wow, real great use of voyeurism. This is...
He's like,
brilliant.
I'm just scouting out a place to live on a street.
Yeah. Look at this long shot. And he's following a guy who's fisting his ass. This is the Scorsese of homeless film.
So your friend purposely did spice.
So he smoked a bunch of spice.
Accidentally got into film school.
Yeah. Accidentally got into film school. He purposely smoked some spice, and then he like stripped naked and like ran down the campus and like fought a security guard and got kicked out of USC. And so now he can't go to film school anymore. So don't smoke spice. Is what I'm saying.
What's he do now?
I don't even know, dude. It was like my dad's friend's son. So
nice.
It's pretty detached from me. I didn't really know him, but yeah, he smoked spice. I smoked spice. Never did anything like that. Also, so maybe it's like a strength kind of thing.
Spice.
I smoked spice, and then we like sat around a table, and then that was it. It's pretty chill. It was very mellow.
In my mind, because I don't think I've ever like been around spice. I don't know people like I've heard about it. I've heard of people smoking it. I don't know people who smoke it because we have weed.
Yeah, who would smoke spice today anyway?
I always feel like spice is like potpourri.
It is. It's like fucking. It's like the 15-year-olds like, hey, look what I got. My older brother said he wouldn't buy me weed, so I went down to the gas station. Yeah, but it was like, I don't know. I think it's like if you can't handle spice, you're just a weak person. That's what it is. You know? You just have a weak mind.
You should never have done.
You should have never.
Drugs.
Yeah, you shouldn't have gone to do drugs. You shouldn't have.
You're not a drug person.
Drinking was probably too much. Don't do it. If you can't do spice, definitely don't do acid.
Yeah, you need like a warm milk.
Yeah, exactly. Like a heated blanket. That's your high.
Yeah, a weighted blanket to hold you down so you don't hurt anyone.
Yeah, just smoke the oregano.
Yeah.
Don't even go to the gas station and get your fancy new spice.
Just hold your breath until you pass out and see how that does.
Yeah, or just have your friend choke you.
Did you ever have friends who would do
I had
that?
friends who would do
Just
that,
like,
yeah.
hey, I can choke you, and you'll like pass out, but just for like a little bit, you'll wake up. And some people are like, sure, make me pass out. I'm like,
yeah, my buddy,
I'm good.
My buddy Michael Walsh was all about that shit. He's like, hey, you want me to choke you? And we're like, no. And some friends would be like, try. And they'd knock him out. It was crazy. Like, why would... But those were always stupid. Those were the kids who were like, they didn't want to smoke weed. You know, they were like scared to like smoke cigarettes. Yeah. They didn't want to fuck with like anything.
But they
like
wanted
that.
some
but
sort of
like,
high.
Hey, I'll choke you out until you pass out. It's a rush. Let me tell you.
That's so weird. Like to be, I would try. I think basically any drug before I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna let this person just choke me until I pass out.
It sounds like that's something I'd do on drugs. I'd be like, yeah try and choke me. I'm fucking high as shit.
My neck's made of steel, guarded by dragons. Tattoos aren't real life when you're fucked up.
Yeah. You're like, this cocaine made my lungs really big. I can hold my breath.
I can probably hold my breath. Yeah, 6, 8, 10 minutes even. 25 seconds later.
Yeah, you're fucking out. Yeah, I was never a big spice guy. I don't know who is. No one's ever like, hey, I'm here at this party. I got some spice. Everybody's like, get the fuck out of here.
Leave, please. You're a bad person.
Like, is this for the dinner party we're having? What the hell are you fucking bringing spice for?
Are you saying my wife's chicken is dry? What the hell?
Everyone's like 40.
Yeah.
Like, you can't bring spice around after you're like 17. You're like, you really don't know a weed dealer?
Yeah, spice
you're
is like
that uncool. You've never
school,
met anyone who sells weed.
Yeah. You don't even have a friend with an older brother or nothing?
Yeah, anything. Yeah, that's fucking... It's always like people who need... They can't smoke weed because of like drug tests at work.
Yeah.
And so it's like mailmen and fucking like government employees.
Shit. Get a new job.
Yeah, just don't do drugs. Like, I need to get something.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're that desperate, yeah, like, I have to do something.
Or just drink and drive.
Probably in the
just get drunk. Just get drunk and drive around the mail truck.
You don't have to drive.
If you work for the mail. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. What if you got a DD? You get your 16-year-old cousin to drive you around and then buy them alcohol on the weekend, you know, as a...
Take me to Echo Park. Plan. I got a bunch of mail to deliver there.
There's a lot more. Every time I get Postmates now, it's like couples bringing it to me.
Yeah.
They're just like hanging out.
What a nice...
One of them's probably fucked up.
That's like dates now.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, do you want to go on a date? Also, we need money.
Right.
We can't spend any money on this date, so we're going to find a way to make money on this date.
And one of them probably has like a DUI, and they also don't want to have to find parking and shit like that. So like, I'll run in, I'll go get the food real quick. You go drop off some other stuff. They're like maximizing their routes and stuff.
They have a whole like secondary team. It's like an MLM thing. You know, like they hire them to sell the fucking the products, and they get their friends to do it for them. Yeah. It's like an old like child gang in New York. It's like a kid in like a big coat, and they're all stacked up.
He looks like 45, but he's 12.
Yeah, he has like a long mustache. Are you Eric? Are you 5 kids?
Do you have a cob pipe?
It was my dad. I don't think it was your dad.
I don't think you know your dad.
Yeah, I don't think you met your dad.
This is some I didn't meet my dad behavior right here.
This is some big... Like, I'm the man of the house, and I need to do something to make money behavior.
Anything. I need to do anything.
That's even funnier. Like, the kids in, like, that are stacked up dressed in the coats are also, like, desperate for money. They're like, this is their last thing they can do to make money.
I really hope stacking. Yeah,
like a bunch of stacked up kids like robbing people. Like, give me all your money.
Child labor is gonna come back here soon because families need everyone to be able to work again.
Yeah, exactly.
And school's dead.
Well, and plus everyone moved out of the cities. Like that's why child labor was really big in cities, because everyone lived in the rural areas.
Right.
So now that everyone's leaving the cities, dude. Bring back child labor.
I think it's
I've been fucking saying it, dude. These kids are really good at making iPhones. Why not have them drive Uber? Then you don't have to pay them as much because they're kids.
Bringing back child labor is the only way we're going to bring back jobs to America.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, dude. I'm fucking fine. Child CEOs. Like, we talked about this. It's fucking put kids into good positions.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Managerial
don't make
slots.
them just the bottom of it, and you have to pay them properly.
Exactly. Just make them fucking... Like an 8-year-old, you're like, that. My CFO's been really on my ass. And he's like, hey... Give me those dinosaurs by 12, Johnson. You're like, oh God, my boss is such a hard ass. Always trying to get dinosaurs.
He's like, pay me in quarters so I can go to the arcade.
It's like, Johnson, I'm glad you're here. I need you to cut the crust off this cheese sandwich. Because I can't do it. Knives are dangerous.
I'm glad you're here. Can you do this TikTok dance with me?
I'm glad you're here. I need a fourth person for this Fortnite team. Sir, but the quarterly reports. What did I say, Johnson? Get over here.
Do you know how much we can win by winning this Fortnite?
We get a whole chicken dinner. That's a different.
My nephew was just telling me, actually, he's like trying to convince his dad to let him play in Fortnite like competition because he's like, hey, you can win some money, and his dad's all of a sudden like, play Fortnite as much as you want. You know what? You're gonna make more than I earn if you win this thing. Parents are gonna realize how to use their kids.
I mean, like, have you been practicing? Like, my dad was always stoked to like me on like playing music and stuff. He didn't really understand that there was money to be made during video games, and I don't think I did either.
No, there wasn't quite yet. It was like just starting.
Yeah, and even if there was money to be made playing video games when I was a kid, it wasn't like that wasn't cool at all.
Right.
Like, if you made money playing video games, you probably didn't have friends. Yeah. You didn't go to the fucking beach. You didn't hang out with everybody and do all the cool kid stuff.
That's still currently, I think.
You think
for the
so?
most part.
I think it's kind of...
I think they have online
I think there's cooler kids who play video games now. You know, like some of the kids who wouldn't have played video games have getting real, like they're really into it now.
I think it's probably mostly the same kids who now have friends through the video game stuff. Like, it's just a more popular thing. But it's like skateboarders are the same people still.
Yeah, that's true.
It's still it's specific spot. But dude, the video game's crazy. We went to Brazil, and the stuff that they did for World Cup, the like big giant stadiums, the only thing they can use them for now is gamer stuff.
Wow.
In fucking Brazil.
That's so funny.
Like, thousands of people are coming out to watch people play video games.
You think it's like the same thing? Like, they play soccer with skulls in Brazil. They're playing video games with like their dead brother's like tibia bone. I made a PlayStation controller out of my dead dog.
I was like, no, I think they're playing the same games as everyone.
No, they're playing the same game, but it's like Brazilian fucking.
Their Xbox.
Yeah, we had to use rocks. They're like all barefoot.
Made this Xbox out of a coconut.
Like the poor soccer prodigies in South America, they're the same thing.
We didn't have video games, so I learned by just kicking people. Like, what?
I repurposed this fan so I could play soccer cars or fucking Rocket League, whatever that game is. Yeah, or in Rocket League, they have to use skulls because it's the Brazilian leagues.
They just put a special skin on the ball, just like make them feel at home.
Fucking more shit about Chris D'Elia just came out. Did you see that?
I didn't.
He's like got in trouble for whipping his dick out and like jerking off in front of random people.
The Louis.
This is what I'm
trying to be a great comic. Finally,
when can we bring back Louis, dude? How many more comics have to do way worse things than him for us to bring back Louis, dude?
I don't think that's how it works.
D'Elia didn't even ask. All right, D'Elia just whipped his dick out, started jerking off. Louis was like, "Hey, is this okay?
He was a gentleman.
He was a gentleman about it. Exactly. Thank you. I was gonna say that, but you said it.
He's like, "Can I open your door?" And then like also then close the door and stand in front of it and jerk off in front of you.
He's like, "Can I jack off?" If they said no, he'd be like, "All right, I'm sorry." Delia's like, "No, it doesn't matter. I'm already jacking off. It's fine."
Yeah, it's introvert versus extrovert. He's like, "Oh, sorry. I just thought, maybe it would be funny."
I think it's okay. No worries.
Extrovert just does it.
Delia's like fucking arm up.
Yeah. Was he pulling it out in front of other comics or just like
it was like
people?
Other actors and like just people he knew, which I think that's like anybody can fucking be a victim.
Yeah.
Louis had a specific kind of person,
Right.
It was women who opened for him. Delia's anybody who's fucking out there. I'll whip my dick out right now. Hey, you, bah! You know what I mean? Like, Louis would never do something like that. And he'd be, hey, do you want to open for me? Then, bah.
Yeah. There's a prerequisite.
Hey, do you want to do the Roxy? Boom, dick. Bring back Louis CK, dude. How many more comics have to do worse shit?
I think Hulu's brought back his shows.
Finally.
So I think it's like, partially they're like,
I hope they didn't get rid of those cut episodes where he jerks off in front of his openers. Those lost episodes.
Those were the original beginnings to his special.
Louie. He like it's just him with his openers. But bring back, dude. How many? At least he was a good guy about it. He never did it to kids. Never did it to anyone under 18. Never did it to any actors. Only comedians. Comedians are terrible people. So who cares?
Yeah, comedians are supposed to.
They're supposed to see some horrible shit in their life. You know what I mean? Maybe he was giving them a little bit of strife. Thank you, Louis. Nobody says that.
What if he only did it to people who said they grew up in good homes? Yeah. He's like, all right, well, you need some adversity if you're going to make it in this industry.
He's like, yeah, my mom left me, and he was like about to ask. He's like, no. Not you.
They don't deserve it.
Not you.
I come from a broken home. Like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's very sad. Tell me more.
You see,
I'm here.
Tell
for
me about
you.
all your uncles that were your mom's boyfriends.
Well, yeah. No. Now it's Delia's got to be happy because now he's in the same tier as Louis. Finally, he was never gonna get there with comedy. He can get there by whipping his dick out and jacking off in front of people. So. Good for him, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's a new way to get up there with the greats in comedy, unfortunately. Bill Cosby did it. Check.
How did you do it? It was through the internet. I got the name. It was a similar vein.
The digital age did help me get with the greats. I do have to thank social media for putting me on this high tier finally.
Undateable was not as good as Louis. All I'm saying.
I don't think this is how it works. This realm. Well, someone else is doing.
We cancel enough. We've seen the worst side. Like we don't like Hitler. We don't talk about Mussolini a lot, because Hitler existed.
Yeah.
So. Louis like the Mussolini of jacking off in front of women who didn't ask.
Are you saying we should be like
Mussolini? Not that bad. Bring back Mussolini. Mussolini, not that bad a guy. Also, the Emperor of Japan, not that bad a dude too. The last emperor, he was a great man.
He was the last one. He was so good at it. They're like, we don't need any more.
He is so great. They're like, we're done with emperors. We don't even need another one.
We can never have one this great.
We're never gonna have one with this much vision and this much dedication to the
his cause.
Yeah, to his cause. The Japanese emperor asked before he invaded China, and that's what it's all about. It's about asking. It doesn't matter what you do afterward.
He asked. They said no, and he did it anyways. But he did ask. There's principle in it.
Bring back Louis. Bring back Mussolini.
What do you think all the disgraced comedians are going to be? I think they're all going to have to become politicians where it doesn't matter.
They're all just Republicans now. So.
They're like, hey, these people don't care at all.
South Carolina state senate is like D'Elia, Brian Callen, Cosby when he gets out.
Just a Supreme Court judge now. Like, hey, his judgment seems very questionable. I think this is a bad pick.
I agree with the judgment. Me too.
Yes. Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too. I'm with more jail for this guy. Fuck, dude. Well, I don't know. You have anything else? I don't know.
No. The Rock and his family got COVID.
Dude, The Rock needed to die from COVID for us to take this seriously.
Yeah, we didn't want him to die. I love The Rock.
No, yeah, I'm
ever
all
since
for the
wrestling.
Rock.
I grew up watching him wrestle.
Ever since he ruined the Fast and the Furious franchise, I've been a huge fan of The Rock. Finally, someone brought down Vin Diesel. You know, that guy had way too much power. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was like, "Shut up, the pit bull of acting."
We need someone to make Vin Diesel look as
far.
small as he is. Vin Diesel's like a D&D nerd too.
Is he?
He's like he's like a nerdy dude.
That's funny, dude. The guy from The Pacifier is a nerd.
No way.
That actually he's a little more relatable right now.
That's why I think all like the Pitch Black series and all that stuff he like loved.
Really? I don't know.
I think he helped.
But
yeah.
The Rock surviving COVID is like the worst thing that could have happened
I watched
for the COVID, like everyone should be careful movement. You know what I mean? The whole I was gonna say the COVID movement, but like it's not really it's a disease, not a movement.
The COVID movement. Are you part of the COVID movement?
Are you part of the COVID?
Oh man, that's politicizing. Yeah.
Right. Like I'm marching for more COVID. Like, what?
I'm confused by everything going on in the world right now, and I don't know what to do.
Hey ho, we need more COVID. Hey ho, we need more COVID. I don't know what sides are.
Yeah. The Rock was like, everyone in my family got it.
And then we all made it. Yeah, we all made it. So there's nothing to worry about now.
I have a diverse family of multiple ages, as well as like body type and how much they work out and how healthy they are. But he also has millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. He has like doctors he could just hire to come to his house anytime.
I know. That was one of the things he said in his like thing. He's like, we're going to be more careful, and I think you guys should do this too. If you're going to have people over to your house,
make sure they're doctors.
He's like, the day before, you have to have them like get a COVID check, make sure it comes back negative before you have them on. I was like, who's paying for their friends to go get checked for
Dwayne
COVID?
The Rock Johnson is. That's true.
He's like, yeah, you have to have a doctor on call at all times. And like,
you can actually come to my house, stay in the guest room. I have a physician on call whenever.
He's someone who cares about the common man still, but he has no idea what it means to be one anymore.
He's like, if you guys are serious about COVID, you should all get in your big F-150 trucks.
Yeah.
Drive to your cabin in Montana and stay there for the rest of the time.
He had he has like $7 framed on the mantle behind him, and he's like, I keep that. That was what I had in my pocket when I got cut from the Canadian Football League. And then he has all the NFL or the XFL football helmets behind him too, and he's like, and that's where I've come to it, but teaches me to stay hungry. It's like, you own a football league. You're never gonna be hungry again.
He just has $700 bucks. You can
$7.
$7. Okay, I was like, you can take $600 out of that and still frame it.
You can frame $1 to stay hungry.
You don't need all of that. Hey, I could use that $6, The Rock. Send that over. But like, no, if The Rock died, everyone would have been like, all right, it's time to take this COVID thing seriously.
That was the thing with...
let's all fucking take a step back and realize this is important.
Idris Elba, when he got it in the beginning...
I didn't know he got it.
I think he was the first one who was like... He got it right around Tom Hanks, where it was like, uh-oh.
He's like it's like the British version. It's like...
It's
like when The Office came to America.
Yeah, good shape.
Like America
British
had Tom
version
Hanks.
Is better. In better shape and younger.
But yeah, no, if The Rock died, everyone would have been like, okay, we'll stay inside for 2 weeks and it'll all be over. But now The Rock survived. We're like, damn right, let's all go to the fucking hair salons on the beach and fucking
I'm about the same
party.
I'm about in the same shape as The Rock.
Well, it's like if the Rock died, you'd be like, oh man, I don't stand a chance.
Yeah,
you know?
my immune system is not The Rock's.
Holy shit, that guy can bench like 1,000 pounds. I don't.
He can bench like everyone who's had COVID.
He can bench press the entire death toll of COVID-19. If he died, dude, we'd all be safe.
At least, for sure.
He was the martyr we needed, and he was like, no, dude, I need to make 8 more Fast and the Furious movies before I die.
We need more Jumanji sequels. That should have never happened in the first place.
We need 3 more Jumanji sequels where Kevin Hart plays a woman again.
Man, I love The Rock, but every franchise he's a part of is garbage. He's like, no, these aren't just to make money. Everyone loves these films. Like, no, you took good films and made them worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but then all the stuff he does like that aren't franchises, they're pretty good. Like those are fine. Like he's like Tom Cruise in that way. You know,
yeah,
it's like
I've enjoyed all that stuff.
Yeah, like everything he does that wasn't already something big is fucking.
Even the like fighting with my family or whatever that had to do more with his.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I never saw that movie.
Had to do with some of the WWF people. I watched it on a plane once. Like finally,
that was Nick Frost one, right?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
I gotta check that out.
That stuff's way better.
Fighting with my family. They were all fighting COVID with their family. That's what The Rock was doing.
He was also fighting for their lives.
He's like in his bed sweaty. He's like, art imitates life.
I also don't think he's like it slowed us down a bunch. The kids were fine.
Yeah, I could only work out twice a day instead of 5 times.
And he's like, be sure to wear your mask. I'm like, I don't think anything you're advocating makes sense to normal people still.
Yeah, seriously. No, he's definitely that just detached. He's like the Kanye of acting, kind of, where it's like I'm trying to relate to people, you know, and you came from something that people could relate to, but at this point, just fucking. Just be a big, strong guy and fucking stop saying things. You know what I mean?
Be the guy who got bigger after he quit wrestling, which makes no sense.
I mean, I don't know. You see how much money he made? It kind of made sense. There's a lot more money in being big on TV than in the wrestling.
That's true, yeah. But your size doesn't dictate how much money you have.
Tell that to The Rock.
The most famous person
Skinny
in the
Rock
world.
would have been as famous as he is. Jason Momoa has a career because The Rock exists.
All right.
Aquaman would not have been a movie if The Rock didn't do Fast and the Furious 5.
Aquaman, arguably one of the worst comic book heroes, or well-known ones at least.
My dad's favorite superhero is Aquaman.
Does he does not know other superheroes?
He's like, no, Aquaman rules, dude. He's like, you can control the fish. He just likes Aquaman. I don't know.
You're like a sous chef? Speaks to the fish.
So he's like a sushi chef? He's like a Japanese guy?
It's like a guy with a boat and a fishing boat? What is that? He's got trident. So cool.
Like, so he has like a fork? You're like, still describing a chef. You haven't stopped describing a chef.
He's like the king from The Little Mermaid? Can't control his daughter even? We can only control full fish, not half fish, half people.
Yeah, that's not I think that's it, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, my beer's done.
Yeah, Eric's beer's done. I finished mine 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, I drink way more when I'm supposed to be professional. Okay? Suck it. But yeah, thanks a lot for listening, you guys. Really appreciate you checking out the Secret Podcast. Shout out again to our new Patreon subscribers, RPG, Talia Rice, and Zach Wall. We'll see you guys next week.
I'm the podcast version of that apple painting.
He's the God, I don't know the title of that.
I don't know the title of the apple painting. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
Apple face painting. Apple in the face.
Yeah, apple face painting. Yeah, when I said it, it didn't make it any better. I wish we had the title of that painting. I'm gonna use my phone again. No, I'm kidding. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Thanks again for listening to the Two Dumb Babies Secret Podcast. If you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe on Patreon at patreon.com/twodumbbabies, where you can get every episode for just $1 a month. Pretty good.